Our monthly bills were starting to feel completely out of control. It felt like every single month we were just watching our hard-earned money vanish on utilities, groceries, and gas. We knew something had to change, but the idea of a drastic, super restrictive budget felt overwhelming. That's when we stumbled onto 5 ridiculously simple habits that we slowly worked into our daily routine. These tiny tweaks, each one taking almost no effort, ended up cutting our family's bills by 33%. In this video, I'm going to share the exact 5 habits that freed up a huge chunk of our income, and I promise they're way simpler than you might think.
The first tiny habit, and honestly the one that had the biggest impact on our spending, is what I call the 10-minute meal plan. I know, meal planning sounds like a chore. I used to picture myself buried in cookbooks and spreadsheets on a Sunday afternoon, but it doesn't have to be like that at all. Our real problem was chaos. I'd get to 5 p.m. completely drained from work with no idea what to make for dinner. That's when the temptation of expensive takeout or a last-minute grocery run would hit. And when you go to the store hungry and without a plan, you're asking for trouble. We were living proof of that. Our grocery receipts were packed with impulse buys, snacks, pre-made meals, drinks, everything adding up way too fast. So here's the tiny habit. Every Saturday morning, before I do anything else, I sit down with a coffee and one piece of paper. For just 10 minutes, I write down 7 dinner ideas for the week. That's it. I don't get fancy. I look at what we already have in the freezer and pantry and build the list around that. Once the meals are written down, I flip the paper over and list every single ingredient we need to buy. That list becomes my rule book at the grocery store. If it's not on the list, it doesn't go in the cart. It might sound strict, but it's actually freeing. Grocery shopping turns from a temptation minefield into a quick, efficient mission. The results were surprising. In the very first month, we cut our food spending by nearly half. We stopped wasting food. We stopped ordering takeout just because we were tired. The average American family can lose over $1,500 a year to uneaten food, and a big reason is lack of planning. This 10-minute habit alone put hundreds of dollars back into our pocket every single month. It wasn't about deprivation, it was about being intentional. The second tiny habit lives right in our hallway, the thermostat. For years, our utility bills felt like a runaway train, especially during winter and summer. We were constantly fighting over the temperature. One person was too hot, the other too cold. The thermostat was always being adjusted, and our energy bill showed it. The real issue wasn't comfort, it was that we had no system. So we created what we call the thermostat compromise. Instead of making big temperature changes all day long, we agreed on a setting we could both live with, comfortable but reasonable. Then we programmed the thermostat to adjust slightly at night and during the day when the house was empty. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, setting your thermostat back 7 to 10 degrees for 8 hours a day can save up to 10% a year on heating and cooling. That small automated change stopped our HVAC system from working overtime. We paired this with another tiny habit, shortening our showers by just 2 minutes. It sounds small, but with a whole family, the water and energy savings add up quickly. This wasn't about being uncomfortable, it was about consistency. Programming the thermostat and being more mindful of hot water helped smooth out the spikes in our utility bills and made a big difference in our overall savings. The third tiny habit completely changed how we use our car. Like most families, we were constantly on the move. One day was a grocery run, the next day the post office, then the bank. We were making multiple short trips every week and burning through gas without thinking about it. Transportation costs aren't just fuel. They include wear and tear, more frequent oil changes, and the risk of expensive repairs. So we created the weekly errand day. Anytime someone needs something, a prescription pickup, a return, a hardware store run, it goes on a list on the fridge. Once a week, usually Saturday, we plan one efficient route and get everything done in a single trip. Instead of 5 or 6 drives, we take 1. We use less gas, put fewer miles on the car, and reduce long-term maintenance costs. We also applied this same mindset to our car insurance. Once a year, we spend about 30 minutes comparing rates. Insurance premiums can slowly creep up, and loyalty doesn't always get you the best deal. That quick check alone has saved us hundreds of dollars. Bundling our errands and reviewing insurance costs took very little time, but it made a noticeable dent in our transportation budget.
If any of these habits sound doable for you, hit the like button. It helps this channel grow and lets me know this content is actually useful.
The fourth tiny habit is really a 2-for-1 that tackles 2 silent budget killers: subscriptions and eating out. First is the subscription purge. I was convinced we only had a few subscriptions, but when I finally reviewed our bank statements, I was shocked. Streaming services we hadn't used in months, app subscriptions we forgot about, free trials quietly charging us every month. Once every 3 months, I spend about 30 minutes reviewing every recurring charge. If we didn't use it recently, it gets canceled. And honestly, we almost never miss them. The second part is the restaurant water rule. When we eat out, everyone orders water. Drinks can easily add $15 to $25 to a family meal. Now we focus on the food and the conversation, not overpriced drinks. We also deleted food delivery apps from our phones. The convenience made spending way too easy. Removing that temptation saved us more than we expected. The final tiny habit is more of a mindset shift, but it holds everything together. We call it the 24-hour rule. For any non-essential purchase over $50, we don't buy it right away. We write it down and wait 24 hours. That pause is powerful. Most of the time, the urge disappears. What felt urgent turns out to be unnecessary. This habit broke our impulse spending cycle. It saved us from buying things we didn't really need and helped keep our money focused on what actually matters. So there you have it, 5 tiny habits that cut our family's bills by a third. No extreme sacrifices, no complicated systems, just small, intentional changes that added up. You don't need a finance degree to take control of your money. Start with one habit. Try it for a month. You might be surprised by the results. Thank you so much for watching. Now I want to hear from you. What is the one tiny habit that has saved your family the most money? Drop it in the comments below. Let's build a whole library of ideas so we can all learn and save together. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical ways to manage your money and live a better life. We'll see you in the next video.